Ouroboros, posted by Bloody Spaghetti. I died. Countless times I've died, only to be reborn again. So many times I've died. So many times I've been reborn. So many lives I've seen and been. My deaths are so numerous I can no longer remember most of them. In fact, I'm not sure why I am able to remember any of them. Reincarnation is a fact of life, death and rebirth, it would appear. There is a kink in the cosmic system, it seems. Or perhaps there was. The first time I still remember dying. I was driving somewhere in the middle of the night. It's all so blurry now. I must have fallen asleep at the wheel because everything turned blank for a hot second before shining twin lights shook me out of my slumber, becoming increasingly brighter and closer. There was no time to think anything, no time to react, no time for any emotion to form. Bright lights, intense pain in every single cell of my body, crushed, torn, screaming, darkness, falling down a tunnel of endless darkness, cold and alone, waking up from a nightmare, my death. I woke up next to a woman I didn't know. She was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. Memories that weren't my own slowly flooded my mind as I sat up and stared at who turned out to be my brand new wife. I never remembered having. We had 3 kids together. I had a decent income. My life was good, even though it wasn't my own. I felt alien in my new body for a while, but the feeling eventually subsided. This reincarnation was pleasant. I had gotten to live long and healthy. Death eventually came. This time it felt awful. The scariest thing I've ever experienced. An old man aged 96. A terrible fire raged inside my chest, choking the air from within my lungs and tearing apart my heart. I grasped my chest. Fear, solid fear, ran in my veins as the pain got worse and worse, taking over everything. The dread in my system only made things worse. Eventually, heart stoppage. Pain is sharply gone. Everything disappeared with the pain. Falling down a tunnel of endless darkness, cold and alone. Waking up from a nightmare, my death, again. Woke up on a space shuttle, somewhere in the middle of the cosmic nothing. Foreign memories flooding my mind again, blooming like shining toxic flowers in my mind. Countless deaths and countless lives overriding the neural system. An epileptic fit triggered by the intense stress, and the onset of a solar flare nearby that flickered mercilessly in front of me. A gradual disappearance of self. Falling down a tunnel of endless darkness, cold and alone. Waking up from a nightmare, my death. Mortified by the nightmare of being a glistening god in a glistening heavenly chariot, I awoke as a child of the steppe, a member of the Balas, relatives and friends of the great Khan. I rode side by side with the great Khan across the endless steppes, conquering the world in his name, spreading his message to the sinful masses who've betrayed their own gods. Forever haunted by memories and faces of people and beings I could not comprehend. A beautiful woman, blue-eyed and fair, followed me in my mind throughout my long and illustrious life. As a steppe nomad, I succumbed to the common flu. I was old and weak. The fever burned through me like the fire burns through dry grass. One moment I was burning, and the next I was in the dark, falling down a tunnel of endless darkness, cold and alone, waking up from my nightmare, my death. Countless more lives and deaths came, too many to count, too many to remember. The memories always followed. The dread intensified to the point of becoming its own being inside of me. In a certain lifetime, perhaps previous to this, a parasite that ate away at me from birth. There was a constant fear of everything, of the self, of the delusions and visions in my mind. It was short, a mere 27 at the age of death. Cause: suicide. Tormented by visions of that fair blue-eyed woman, confessions of love and expression of anger overcome, hallmarks of a relationship, memories that are too distant and too foreign to make sense, taken for delusion and causing endless and immeasurable fear. A pull of the trigger and the sharp pain in the jaw. Fear is gone, falling down a tunnel of endless darkness, cold and alone. The rest is a blur until my current life. I woke up behind the wheel, driving a truck. It was night, there was rain, I was exhausted. Something felt wrong, something I couldn't put my mind to it. There were all these strange memories and thoughts, voices, faces, places. The date on my phone said December 21st, 2021. Bright lights looked up. A car was right in front of me. Tried to pull the brakes, but couldn't make it in time. A loud crash. Pain from impact, bleeding and dazed. Alive. Still alive. Stumbled out of the truck. An obliterated private in front of me. 3 bodies torn into shreds, broken bones and shattered organs all over the vehicle. Static noise ringing in my ears. Terrible stomach ache. Dread and collapse. Sudden darkness. Perpetual. Voices breaking through the darkness. Lights. Bright lights. In an ambulance heading towards a hospital. Concussed. Broken orbital bone. Can't feel a thing. Memories that are not my own flooding the mind. Memories from previous lives I've seen and ended. A beautiful fair woman sits beside me. Tears in her blue eyes as she holds my hand. Tears of mixed joy and pain. Her presence is identical to the one from my memories, yet different. She silences the memories in my mind. The cycle appears to be broken. The memories no longer haunt me. They're there, but I have to bring them up to remember. And with each passing day, I remember less and less. Less and less. Sometimes I'm afraid that I might forget too much. Sometimes it all fades too fast. Waking up in the middle of the night, confused and covered in cold sweat, not remembering why I even woke up. Yet, there is one constant. My guardian angel is always beside me. Thanks to the blue-eyed angel, my love, I am free from the endless cycle of death and rebirth. Ultimate Fright, posted by Dependent Ad 87493. My name is Glitch Trap, and I am a corruptor, and today I did all the scary work while everyone else just does the screaming. But they won't do it for long. Once I corrupt these 3 realities, I'll have an even scarier reality in their case. Reality 1. So, firstly, I was in front of a school. Alright, I bet this is gonna be some yandere shit. I head inside and it wasn't populated as I thought. Everyone was talking about some disappearances. I walked over to them and said, "Alright, who's the Yandir?" "What Yandir?" "So, no crazy girl killing other girls. The people that went missing were drawn in by the cell phone game." "Oh, gotta go. Hey, don't worry, Zach. He's probably crazy." That night, I waited and waited for a car to zoom by, and that happened next to Rottenbacher's house. I ran to Rottenbacher's apartment complex and saw another car pull in. I kicked the door down. There was a lot of fighting. "Shut your fucking mouth. Give me that protective item this instant." I went over to them calmly and did the corrupting. Now, Rebecca, all of this fighting isn't helping either of us." What did you do?" "Did the right thing. I told you your girlfriend was crazy. Then she transformed into a Trolge-like entity. Now, fellow henchmen, wait in the pizzaplex while I corrupt other people." "Okay, sir." Ha 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 ha. The fuck was that shit? I gotta go. You two make some love or whatever. And I'm off to the next reality. I went. Reality 2. Second reality. I was in front of some office building. I went inside and went to the top floor. When I got there though, I heard someone with an angry voice say, "Anything else I can do for you, sir?" No. That would be it. You're dismissed." I went over to the guy and corrupted him. Or is he? He transformed into a Trolge entity too. "Yeah, sir. Am I dismissed?" Ha ha ha. I summoned the portal to the pizzaplex. In you go, my henchman. This reality was short, but I know the next reality would be very, very interesting. Final reality. Final reality was, I'm not gonna explain it. I was in front of some apartment complex and saw 2 boys that were finished shopping. Then I saw it, that blanket. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just find out for yourself. Anyway, I spied on them for a while, and that guy, I think his name was Kevin, I think he was super weird. Like, every time I'd spy on him, he was always beating his meat on, I don't want to describe it. So I spied on the other guy, and he was always with that blanket, and whenever he woke up, he had a hole in his pants. The fuck is he wet dreaming about? I thought to myself. So I tested out the blanket myself, and I saw some girl with this ridiculous outfit, barely clothed, a huge flirty grin. I just escaped that realm. I went back into my hiding place. Anyway, when he went to sleep, I went inside that realm he was in, and yes, he was dreaming about that girl with these... Oh, it's a succubus, okay? So anyway, I went over to that succubus and corrupted the living hell out of her, and she turned to a caretaker entity, the last reality, strongest monster. Anyways, I sent that caretaker into the Pizzaplex portal and killed that wet dreamer with a glitched neck snap, and off I went to the Pizzaplex. So, there you go. Hope you enjoyed this corruption I did. See you soon. Ha 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 ha. And that's it for tonight, my little hellhounds. Thanks for listening. If you have any scary stories, then submit them to Reddit r/homeofscares, and follow me on Twitter at homeofscares. Don't forget to subscribe for more scary content like this. Now, good night, my little hellhounds. I'll leave the relaxing music on for a little while longer for you to relax and enjoy too.